I've heard several times, and this is to everybody. I've heard it said before, love the sinner, not the sin. As a transgender woman, when they say that to me, they're saying, we still love you, but we think that you being transgender is wrong. And there's still just that last little bit that people can't be willing to accept something. Even one of my dearest friends on this planet will say that to me. Well, of course Jesus loves you because you love the person and not the sin. And I have to explain to them, I don't think I'm a sin. I don't think being transgender is a sin. Do you find that in your churches that by bringing in marginalized people, has it enhanced the spirituality of the church, or is it detracted from it?
It's been wonderful. I mean, it's, whoever, and I guess I don't look at whether a person's particular sexuality or sexual orientation or race is what contributes. That alone doesn't define your spirituality. The stories are what bring something powerful. The stories of people who have been marginalized, who don't get to benefit from the norm, as if, there's a norm. Before I was a minister, I was a special ed teacher, and I worked with really troubled teens, and I learned a lot about what normal and abnormal mean, this idea of a range, and how the pressure to kind of make it very narrow, when in fact, even people that we would say were, who are straight, who are any sort of quote-unquote normal thing, that range is huge, that diversity is huge, even within that. And I think one thing that folks who live on the margins offer is models of courage. And I think you and I talked about, when you came and spoke at the Transgender Day of Remembrance, which is a service that our welcoming congregation committee does every year, when you spoke about authenticity and being able to be your authentic self, that was one of the most powerful talks I have heard. And as I think I told you, I quoted you in a sermon, because so I am someone, although I'm a Unitarian Universalist, I have a deep faith in God. And for me, I think that that's what God dreams for us, is to be our authentic selves. That is, when Bill, when you were talking about, the heart of God, that's how the heart of God, how I experience the heart of God, which is, we have this life, it's been given to us, we're each different and wonderful, and also broken and imperfect. And the way that we are able to live this life that we have been given is how we offer each other that opportunity to be authentic. And I think that that's a beautiful and powerful thing. And that's the purpose of religious community to me, is to create that invitation.
That's a tall order.
But it's hard because
yeah.
religion, for most of us, the default setting of religion is something to protect the ego, protect my self-image. And in order to protect my self-image, it helps me to damage yours and yours, and that makes me feel better. And we can get in little clusters of folks protecting our corporate self-image, and there is no authenticity, there's no depth, there's just protection and tribalism and projecting all my stuff onto someone else. So I agree that drive that's in all of us to be authentic, to be who we are and who God is in us, is profoundly liberating. And our perspective, not willing to take that step unless we're convinced of the grace of God, that we are loved just because not who we are, but because who God is. And once we get a glimpse of that, then understand you're loved because of who God is. And then you're talking about community. You can build community, and boundaries and walls can come down.